Let's go to your chapter on justice and Jesus, and you talk about the parable of the Good Samaritan, and maybe that's a good segue then. So you're out now at that kind of wider, if you've got concentric circles, we're now talking the parable of the Good Samaritan. Talk about the influence of that parable in shaping your own understanding of what generous justice is all about.
Well, that parable goes all the way out to the edge. Mm-hmm. The idea of putting a Samaritan and a Jew together in the parable is a way of Jesus showing that in the end, any human being in the image of God is your neighbor, and you can't completely get rid of your obligation to help. That's all. I mean, I heard Ed. It's typical. I heard Ed Clowney expound it long ago. I don't even know where. I don't know we had any written sermon by him on it, but I heard him expound it once, and it was just amazing. And it just went through me, and then I made it the basis for the book on Ministry of Mercy. The main idea, though, was that that Ed showed me was that if he put a Jew on the horse, and a Samaritan in the road, and told a Jewish man the story, and said, a Jewish man was going on the road and he saw a Samaritan beaten and robbed and lying half dead. What should that man have done? And of course, the Jewish listener to the parable would have said, run over him and put him out of his misery. He's a Samaritan. We hate Samaritans. They hate us. That's the way. But he's telling the story to a Jewish man, putting the Jew in the road and a Samaritan in the place of power. And saying, if you were in the road and you were about to die and a Samaritan came along, what would you want him to do? And the answer is, I would want him to show mercy on me. Then he says, then you must show mercy on anybody in your road, no matter who they are, whether a believer or non-believer. I mean, to me, that's the strongest statement where Jesus says, you do have to take care of the non-believer too, if they're in your road. Now, what does that mean? And people always say to me, I'm overwhelmed with the needs of the world. How in the world? Whenever people say to me, how in the world are we going to take care of everybody in the world? They read the book and they say, you're just making me feel guilty. I only have limited means. And I always say, look, you never decide, churches never say, we only have enough money to obey 8 of the 10 commandments this year because there's a recession on. No, what you do is you take the money you've got to obey all 10 commandments and you just do your best with the money you've got. And I just say, you look out there and there's plenty of needs and you only have so much time and energy and money, and use what you have on the needs that are there. That's all.